Hey guys, it's Josiah here back again with another video. Now in this video we're going to be going through a bit of advice that I wanted to speak about after I spoke to one of my business owner friends. Now if you don't know me before going into the video, my name is Josiah. I buy the agency on a scale, help them scale to the first 10, 20, 30, 50k per month by helping them build outbound systems. Now there's a link below in the chat in the chat to hear more about it, what we do, but that's not the face of this video. This video just to kind of I want to speak about a conversation with my friend that was a business owner, right? And they were doing around 200 to 300k per month. And when speaking to her, I kind of realized that things under the hood was a bit more cloudy than I would expected. For example, she was bringing in 300k per month, but she was only paying herself 5 to 10k per month, and she was working absolutely spread thin. She had a done for you agency and a coaching business, and she wanted to scale the coaching business, but she still had done for you clients. And for me, kind of understanding the whole story, it kind of put me in a mood that and kind of emphasized a principle that has stuck with me and has been, I think, the main reason I've been able to get success. Now, let me hold on to this one, because a lot of people, what they do in their life, and this was her, that they have a lot of things going on, right? And this is their attention. So imagine their attention being these arrows. They may have, let's say, coaching business, a software business, a done-for-you agency, a bloody skincare business. They may try to do this side hustle or this side hustle. And a lot of people, when they're trying to scale, and this comes at all different levels, they have so many opportunities thrown at them. Like, as you get more into the entrepreneurship, as you get more money, there's going to be more opportunities that you can actually take advantage of, that you actually may have some skills to make some money of, right? But what happens when you do this is that your time gets sparse, and your bandwidth gets scattered throughout the whole entire thing. You may have 80% in your business, or like, let's say 30% of attention in your business, 20% of attention in your software, 40% attention in your other coaching business, right? And the thing that you actually want to do, you don't have enough energy to really dial it in and really to buy some of your time back, right? Because what happens if you're doing this, you're basically spreading your time thinner and thinner and thinner. And a lot of people get into entrepreneurship so they can have time freedom, right? So they can work whenever they want. And then by doing so, as they get into more entrepreneurship, they start adding on these other businesses, which actually takes away from the purpose of you having time freedom, because you're working 12, 14, 15 hours a day on 3, 4 different businesses, right? And a lot of people get into that mind that more businesses equals more money, when in reality, that's not the case, right? In reality, that one business can make you all the money that you have. For example, KFC brings in $1 billion a year. Nike brings in $1 billion a year per year in terms of revenue, right? Also, Adidas brings billions of dollars per year in terms of revenue. Like, if you were just a majority or even a minority stakeholder or shareholder in Adidas, you would be a multi-millionaire taking home, right? So it's not really about having so many businesses, so many things to do. And this can also, that's the macro, right? In the micro, this also looks the same. For example, you could be doing SMS outreach, email outreach, LinkedIn outreach all at once, right? And only one of them could be working. Let's say the LinkedIn outreach, okay? So instead of you trying to just double down on the thing that's working, you're trying to basically juggle everything and all these things together instead of getting one system to work extremely, extremely well. And this happened also in my scenario, where at first I did try Instagram outreach, I did try Facebook outreach and LinkedIn outreach and email outreach. And then I noted down that LinkedIn and email were the ones bringing in the most bang for buck, right? And even there was a period of time where I even saw email and I saw LinkedIn, and LinkedIn was doing, especially with me, bringing more appointments, more clients than email. So then I decided to just not end email, but just like stop working on it and just go all in on LinkedIn. And that allowed me to build a team under it. That allowed me to get a manager into it, and allowed me to really get myself out of the LinkedIn system, where now I only manage LinkedIn, I don't even know, like 1 or 2 hours a week, right? Like, I could basically not look at LinkedIn, my LinkedIn outbound system, for the whole month, and it'll be good. Like, there's really nothing change. There's not really that many changes I need to do to that system. It just works autonomously and it works by itself, right? But that's because I went on it and I doubled down on it, right? And I got it to a point that it did only work by itself, right? And I wouldn't have had that attention, wouldn't have had that if my brain was all over bloody job shipping, bloody influencer, bloody content creator. No, I had to just focus on one thing and become really, 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 really good at it, to a point that I don't have to worry about it, right? And there's going to be different phases of your life that you have to just, I would say, lock into one thing, whether that be you Whether that be you doing LinkedIn outreach, whether that you then doing in sales, right? Let's say you get all the leads. Now you need to just focus and become a sales rep and put all your attention to that. And there was a period of my life that I was a sales rep, right? Every day I was breathing, shitting, sleeping sales every bloody day of the week, right? Because I needed to be good on the sales calls so that I can earn more money. Right? And then now another period of my life is me becoming very good at being a sales manager, at helping other people, managing and leading other people in terms of doing that for my business, right? And that's again a different thing that I have to go all in on. And you having all these businesses and all these side projects is just taking away from the fact and making you like skip other things. Like you could, the thing is like a lot of people, the business could be literally generating them enough money, but because they may have other things from the past business that they still want to hold on to, right? It's allowing them to not to make a little bit of money, but give them so much time and headache. But in reality, if you just got rid of that and you just focus in the one thing that literally works, right? Not only will you make more money, you'll have more time for yourself, and you could actually enjoy these family gatherings or birthdays and stuff they get invited to, because you're not spending your time thin throughout all these other places. And that's where you see people have, I won't say the work-life balance, because I don't feel like there's a work-life balance, but I feel like there's going to see some people that I see have one business that can have some aspects of their personal life still be intact, like their fitness and things like that. And yes, they're going all in on their business, but because they're going all in on one business and they don't have any other distraction, it means that outside of that business, they can actually foster something, rather be taking hobbies, rather than playing sports, meeting up with friends, because that 8 hours of them focusing on this one business, having just that amount of focus, allows them to work on the right things instead of just working for the sake of working, right? So that's why they can just have this one attention and then just make this as heavy, as fat, as good as possible, right? Because it's so much energy getting one business off the ground, right? And majority of business can get to that 5-10 million level stage, and they can't get there though if you're trying to do everything at once. And getting this has helped, and having this amount of focus has helped me not only, right, really have fun with my business. And yes, sometimes it does get boring, right, when you just focus on the same thing, but really up to my business to the point that I want it to be, right? And the point that it's actually becoming more integrated into my lifestyle rather than just me having multiple of jobs, okay? And this is what the best CEO do. Best CEO have focus, right? Like, I don't like the CEO of Apple, when he was creating Apple, like all the thing he wanted to do was just create the phones. And this is one of the biggest concepts I have, because a lot of people have, let's say, clients that you shouldn't even be working with in the first place, or projects you shouldn't be taking in the first place, and they just do it for the sake of that extra $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $20,000, right? When in reality, what they are is just golden handcuffs. Okay, they're just golden handcuffs that are there to trap you. The same way is like a job. Now, the reason why, and I'll tell you a quick story. The reason why I was able, in my opinion, able to go into the entrepreneurship is because I knew I was always going to want to build something for myself. So when I was looking for jobs back in the job market, when I used to work as a mortgage advisor, I never really used to hang on or really take advantage of the full paycheck, like really live paycheck to paycheck. The reason why is because I knew the moment that I felt like I was going to rely on that job is the moment that they got me on something called like a golden handcuffs, where it is, in my opinion, a golden handcuff is when it's bearable, like it pays really good, right? The job really isn't that bad, right? So it's good enough for you to stick at it again and again and again, right? But reality is that you need to leave something that is good for something that is great. And that's the switch that a lot of people, especially I see a lot of people in the 9 to 5, a lot of employees, they never make that switch because they're scared of leaving something that is good to then chase something that is great. Okay? And that good thing may be paying you well, maybe actually giving you the lifestyle that's somewhat you want, but it's not making you feel 100% fulfilled. Right? And it's fine, like if you want to keep that lifestyle, I'm not bashing anyone that has jobs, like 100% do it. But if you're looking to scale and go to another place, right? Getting that handcuffs in and actually saying, you know what, I'm going to break free, I'm actually going to start my own thing. It sounds scary, but honestly, it's going to actually foster the lifestyle that you actually want. Right? Because once you're in the place where you have focus, the place that you're focusing on one thing, right? It's going to give you so much time back, so much focus and attention, so you can actually scale past the different levels even quicker, right? And even as you get deeper into the game, there's going to be sometimes where you're on sales calls or you have opportunities thrown in your hand that is what you is in the same field of what you're doing, but slightly to the left, slightly to the right. right? And you have to be okay saying no to that money so you can focus on one thing. So for example, let's say if we have a client and they want to jump on and they want really tailored one-to-one consulting, we have a kind of a group program, right? We will say no to them type of clients. We'll say, hey, we can't provide that. The reason why is because it doesn't align with where we want the business to go. Right? And if it doesn't align with the business to go, then we are happy risking that deal because it's not in line on how we picture the business, on how I picture the business being. And a lot of people are not able to do so. A lot of people want that money. But if you're saying yes to today, like money from today, you're basically saying no for money from tomorrow, right? And the hardest thing that I've realized about entrepreneurship over life is just saying no to a lot of things. Okay? And the biggest thing about this is just letting you know that attention is key. Right? There's only so much bandwidth of attention that one human can really bring into this world, and you wake up with, let's say, a full bar of attention, and every time you decide to say yes to something, every time you decide to say yes to that business, you're taking away and basically waking up with your bar already on half. So that's why you really want to say no and remove things from your calendar, so then you can focus on 1 to 2 things that really work in your business and really double down on that. Right? And then once you get to that stage where you keep doubling down on that, and you're going to be finding that, yes, like some days, because you've already said no to a lot of things, you may not have that much work to do, right? But the work you are doing is the right work. And that's why the biggest fallacy is like that I see in this entrepreneurship is like you working more hours, meaning that you're richer, which, yes, to an extent at the start, yes, working more hours is definitely going to be advantageous. But to a certain point, is that like there's CEOs that work maybe in that business 5 hours to 10 hours per month, right? Because they have everything dialed in that all they have to do is just show up to work, right? Record a few content, speak to the leadership team, and then that's it, right? And make some big decisions, okay? And you get to this point, and then when I actually see these type of entrepreneurs, it makes me feel like, okay, these guys are barely even working, but the leverage that they have in the business is so high that they don't need to be working, don't need to be on bloody sales calls, don't need to have that because they have the systems in place and have the people in place, another thing, that can take care of all of that for them. Right? And just because they're not working, I mean the business is working. And that's what a lot of people, they think that their business and themselves are the same thing. At first it is, right? And of course you're the head, so the majority of the business is going to be on you. But at a certain point, when you get people involved in other aspects of the business, your time doesn't get linked to money anymore. And your time, your actual decision get linked to money that, hey, how do you want the business to move? What you're working on, I guess linked to that. And once you get to that stage, you kind of have a more of a part-time lifestyle business. Right? And I see this, for me, it happened to an extent is when I started getting all my sales up, getting myself out of calls. That means I felt free. I felt free in the business, right? And that's why you having that attention, you really focusing on saying no to a lot of things is going to give you not only a lot of time, but it's also going to give you a lot of profit because you're just focusing on one thing and making it as profitable as possible. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's a bit more of a rant just to say, like, say no to a lot of things, focus on and dialing on things that is working and double down on it, and attention is just key. Okay, now if you need help in terms of just scaling up the business, whether that you have changes and stuff that you want to scale, there is a link below for us to chat. And other than that, just enjoy the video, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you.